Hey Niners faithful, obviously hope you enjoyed our last video breaking down the trade itself for the Niners to go up to number 3 with the Miami Dolphins. But there is more storylines coming out of this trade, in particular to the incumbent starter, James Garoppolo. Actually, that kind of felt dirty calling him James. It sounds so formal. Sounds like we're getting ready for that breakup.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, obviously, anyone that's listened to us talk back and forth on this for a while or watched like our Super Bowl reaction knows that we are probably on the pro Jimmy side of things more than other people that have talked about him in the past calendar year. And I think what it comes down to for me is it's so hard to find quarterbacks that can win at the pro level. And even just the fact that he's been on teams that have been able to win when we compare that record of Kyle Shanahan with and without, I think that really does stand out. When you've seen Brian Hoyer throw a pass for the Niners, Trent Dilfer, JT O'Sullivan, Sean Hill, you name just the absolute trash this organization has thrown out there at quarterback over the last couple decades, you start to appreciate guys like Jimmy. And I think I do appreciate what he was able to do with us, in particular in that Super Bowl year. And now we're in a position with, can a rookie come in and succeed him? Because if you listen to what Kyle and John have been saying, they still expect Jimmy to be part of this 2020 run roster. But then again, can we really trust some of the double speak coming out of Niners front office right now at this time? Because we didn't expect us to be in this position right now where we're drafting 3 either.
Right. It leaves a huge question mark because obviously that number 3 spot might be going to getting another quarterback. So that leaves a question mark as to, okay, what's going to happen with Jimmy Garoppolo? And obviously, as soon as the news break that the Niners were trading to get the number 3 pick, obviously the first thing people were talking about, out goes Jimmy. But then not too long after that, guys like Adam Scheffler, other reporters around their organization close to the 49ers are saying, hey, John Lynch himself said Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be part of this team. So right now, I trust that. I trust Adam Schefter and I trust a lot of these other guys saying that, hey, he's going to be part of this team. And I think that's the best way to do it. It could be something similar to what the Cowboys did with Tony Romo and Dak Prescott, where, they expected Tony Romo to be the guy. He was coming off an injury himself. They expected Tony Romo to be the guy. And unfortunately, he fell to another injury, but they had a guy that was competent enough, more than competent. They're surely paying him to be more than competent now. And Dak Prescott to fill in the gap and actually lead him into the playoffs. So I think that could be a very good approach to this. If they get a guy, maybe like a Zach Wilson, or maybe they get a Justin Fields, whoever they get at that number 3 spot should be able to be competent enough to where if Jimmy Garoppolo does go down with an injury, they could just get slipped right in there and we wouldn't miss a beat. So I think that's the best way to look at it. And I think that's what the coaching staff and the front office thought about as well. We want Jimmy Garoppolo because we know we could win with him. We know it is not going to take a lot for us to win with him because he's shown that he could lead us to the Super Bowl. We were really close. But just in that case where the biggest question mark with Jimmy Garoppolo is if he could stay healthy. If for some reason he can't, boom, you put in a guy who we just drafted 3rd overall. It's not a bad plan.
So what is that dynamic? Because you mentioned the Romo and Dak Prescott comparison. Romo at that point in his career had severe back injuries. He had the collarbone injuries. He literally could not stay on the field to save his life. I've always kind of had this theory when it comes to Jimmy's injuries. Obviously, he had a torn ACL. He's had a high ankle sprain, and he had the shoulder injury because someone tackled him awkwardly in New England. Those are 3 unconnected injuries to each other. So my question on it is it just poor injury luck or is it reoccurring injuries? It doesn't seem like a reoccurring injury prone type player. Now I know that a lot of people have questioned Jimmy's heart. Could he have made it out there to play those last few games of the 2020 season? But the fact is he did come back already from a high ankle sprain. So, and we saw what happened. He got hurt again. And were we going to do that again for a 3rd time? Just keep running a guy out there just to look tough? It didn't make sense. And then as far as like, what does Jimmy do? How does Jimmy fit on a team that has a rookie, a 3rd overall pick rookie quarterback? He doesn't strike me as a mentor type because he's kind of a young guy himself. He still has less starts than Baker Mayfield at this point in his career. So imparting knowledge, he's not like this seasoned veteran. He's not that Alex Smith. He's not that even Tom Brady type at this point in his career. He's still trying to figure out stuff himself. And when he's been in there, kudos to him. He's been able to succeed well within Kyle's offense. But the only thing that's restricted him to this point has been injury. So if he goes out there, he stays healthy, he's on the field, he's competent enough to not get benched if he's healthy. And
right.
I think
so. What do you?
Yeah.
So what do you think the plan is for the Niners? Do you think they're drafting a quarterback to eventually say bye to Jimmy before the season ever starts, or what do you think the plan is to getting to this position, draft position?
Well, here's the thing. So with that trade, I have to assume the Niners know who they're going to get. They have to more or less know what the Jets' plan is at number 2. Obviously, Robert Saleh is there, so I'm sure there's still some friendly communication there. But given that they're so far out from the draft, there's always the chance that someone could even just trade up into that Jet spot. So it does leave a lot of unknown, because they can't just say Zach Wilson's for sure their guy. If they like Justin Fields, they can't for sure say he's there. I would like to give them the benefit of the doubt and know that their guy's going to be there. The only thing I can say with a little bit of confidence is maybe if they want to get a little bit risky and try a guy that's still an unfinished product, a raw talent like a Trey Lance, and keep Jimmy, I think that a pairing like that makes more sense than to get a guy who's ready to start right away, like a Zach Wilson, and still have Jimmy on the roster. Because I feel as though that may even hurt like a guy like Zach Wilson's development or a Justin Fields development more than it would hurt Trey Lance to sit behind Jimmy for a year. And that leaves obviously you open to, well, what if Jimmy does really good? What do you do then? That's always kind of like that Pandora's box there that I feel like a lot of people don't really want open when we have this discussion, because I think probably the thing that would make me absolute sick this year is if, let's say we do trade him to the Bears or trade him to the Patriots, and the Bears or Patriots have a better record with him. That would make me want to just throw up in my mouth, just like every time I saw the standings. And I think that's one of those things that's kind of like under talked about when we talk about like the possibilities of moving on from Jimmy.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm right there with you. I think if you look at it both ways, they both make a lot of sense. Obviously, we're just kind of speculating here. It's going to be interesting to see what really comes out of all of this. Like we've mentioned before, I want Jimmy to be a part of this team. I know for a fact the other guys on the roster want Jimmy to be a part of this team as well. And from what we've heard, the coaching staff wants Jimmy to be a part of this team. So I think Jimmy being on the team is crucial for me. I honestly do believe that. Maybe he had the injuries last year, but even him just being on the team, I don't know. I feel a little bit more comfortable with him, leading the team going into, hopefully it's a more normal year.
Regardless of who the rookie is?
Regardless of who the rookie is, I would still feel more comfortable with Jimmy Garoppolo starting at quarterback week 1, regardless of who we draft at number 3.
Okay. And, the danger to this too is they can't just move on from Jimmy before they know who that guy is, I feel, is another thing.
Of course.
I feel as though they need to know who that quarterback is that they do draft at 3 to be able to make their plan of action. So I think that's why John Lynch or Kyle Shanahan, it's important for them to put that statement out there into the world that we believe Jimmy's going to still be our guy in 2021. And from all indications, they're going to have a little bit of a presser on Monday too. So that should be interesting. I'm definitely going to keep my eyes on that to see what they say. I feel it's going to be a lot of double speak though, that might be a little bit hard to decipher, because at this point, listen, I get it. John's just trying to do his job. You can't make friends in this industry. You have to be a little bit cold-blooded. And when they moved on from a guy like DeForest Buckner, that was a hard pill to swallow. And when they move on from Jimmy, it's equally going to be a hard pill to swallow, even though I know that there's a certain segment of Niners fans that have absolutely turned on the guy. You guys still look at the fact that he is a guy that led us to the Super Bowl. And for all the people to say, oh, our team was just amazing anyway, and we didn't really need him. Just look at the following year. We had a playoff level defense, and the fact that Nick Mullins and CJ Beathard was starting didn't do us any favors. So clearly a quarterback is not something that you could just easily hey, guys, Kyle's our coach. anyone could be playing quarterback. No, it's not as simple math as that. You have to actually have a guy that just has that confidence and poise to be quarterbackial, I believe is a phrase I've heard Colin Cowherd throw around from time to time. And I think that's a fair phrase or assessment.
Yeah, he likes his quarterbacks to be frontward cap guys.
Frontward cap
from
guys.
From what I've seen, Jimmy Garoppolo,
you could play quarterback
from the hats. I could go ahead and play quarterback for the Niners. I might as well have played quarterback for the Niners last season. We would have been in the same spot. But no, you mentioned it, and I just don't. There's a lot of question marks, right? And this is what makes it interesting at the same time. It's going to be interesting to see what's going to lead up to after the draft. What's going to happen to we have a couple other quarterbacks in the roster. One already left in CJ Beathard. Thank you, CJ, for whatever you did with the team. What's going to happen to Nick Mullins? What's going to happen to our boy, Josh Rosen?
I think we already non-tendered Mullins. So I think he's gone, but we did re-sign. Did you say no? Stop. Josh Rosen. Yeah, I guess he would, in theory, be on the roster. We did re-sign him. So, still touting that there was 9 other mistakes in front of him, but I can't see it for the life of me. Anyway, guys, well, let us know. Do you think Jimmy's going to be on this roster in 2021? I think that's the biggest question that a lot of us are trying to answer. Let us know in the comments below. Of course, leave a like on this video. And stay tuned. We got a lot more Niners talking points to come up. Obviously, a lot of stuff leading up to the draft. We'll kind of try and feed you the rumors as they come in. And, it should be an exciting year. I have a lot more faith than the 2020 revenge tour to this point. Anyway, guys, we'll catch you next time.